Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I have a great thing that I will show you. I have this box here from Japan where I had a massive order in it, and I'm gonna take a look what's inside. I'm gonna show you all, and hopefully we're gonna also have a lot of fun exploring what's inside as well, because there is more technical stuff in there and also content based. So it's a big package. It's my second time that I ordered something this big from Japan. Spent like over 600 euros on it, so it's here. A little bit expensive, but there's some specific stuff in here that I'm just super excited about. So let's quit talking and let's get to business. So unlike in the last video where we did this unboxing, I'm not going to do it live today. I want to take my time to explore everything. This box once again has been sent to me by Bai. It's a nice shopping service. This is not an ad, just saying what I used in case people are interested. Bai basically buys everything that you want to have on Japanese like sites that are similar to eBay, for example, and then they collect it all, put it in a one big box like this one, and ship it to you. Which is a great service because I don't have to do it myself then. Here we go. So I can already tell there's lots of stuff in here, and they really did a good job of packaging. Everything's like nicely put together. So I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna pick up everything one by one. So let's see here. With all that filler material and oh my god, okay, cool. Alright, we got all the small packages in here, but there's one massive one as well. So I'm gonna try to get this one out here, put it somewhere on this table, so hopefully it doesn't fall down. Whoops, oh my god, oh it's heavy. Alright, heavy. You can already, yeah, I think you can see already on camera what is this in here. There we go. We got a bunch of stuff here, a couple of games. Some have not been specifically boxed, but they've been wrapped around so well that there's still no damage to that, so I respect that. And yeah, that's the whole package, and we're gonna take a look at it specifically now, individual one by one. First, let's put this big guy down here. Oh boy, it's so heavy. Alright, let's see what the spoils are. I already, of course, know what it is. I've ordered myself, but seeing these things specifically in person is always exciting to me. Also because, you know, I literally ordered these like a week ago and they're already here via air packaging. So I like that, like the speed of the system is so fast. It's great. All right, so from all the things that we have here, one of the more cooler things that I personally like is also that I can expand my Gran Turismo collection here. Now, this is a copy of Gran Turismo 1, right? This is just the Japanese, the best collection, which is like platinum here in Europe. I know it's not that special, but I still like that I have now an official Japanese copy, you know, an NTSC copy specifically, which on the old PlayStation platform, of course, made a big difference running at 30 FPS rather than 25. And the same thing, of course, also goes here for Gran Turismo 2, the probably more significant release of the series here. Massive release, massive game on 2 discs even. And we have here the Japanese version, once again. Same reason as the first one, having an NTSC copy, and oh, there we go, the disc fell out during transport, but it's generally fine. Like, look at how good this looks here. I'm not sure if you can see it, like, let me try to capture it in an angle so you can see the scratches, if there are even any. Maybe with the light it maybe works, but yeah. The quality is outstanding, how well these games have been kept around. And oh, this is nice. I think this is for the back panel. This could be for like the back panel, or just a sticker that you put around here if you want to put it out in the shop. You put it around the wrapper here. That's kind of cool. I'll put that back here. And yeah, this is part of a collection that somebody sold of multiple games together. As I said, if you go and buy, you can buy these collections basically like any other eBay offer. Sometimes people offer, instead of just a single product, a whole collection. And I already had some of these games here. So for example, as you can see here, Gran Turismo 4 is the NTSCJ version. It's a little bit sad that there's like a streak going on here. It's like a big marker. Unfortunate, I do already have a copy of Gran Turismo 4 here. But it doesn't hurt to have a second one, you know, just in case. When looking at the discs, for example. And this one has like great. Oh, look, this one has already been scratched off a little bit more. So you can tell slightly in the recording here. My album copy that I have is definitely a little bit better, but it was relatively cheap to buy them as like one collection altogether, so I really don't mind. Put them back up here again. What's also nice is this little postcard, like Dan collection here. I can even pull it out like this picture individually. It's a very nice picture. I'm even sure this is this is a digital render of the game, and you have it in this nice picture stand. I can find the opening again so I can put it back in. That's something nice for the shelf to just put it on there. There's no stand next to it, so I can just lean it against it, I guess, or something. And last but not least, from this collection at least, we also have here Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. I didn't have that copy yet in Japanese, so that's nice. Basically, I just got this because I wanted to have 1, 2, 3 in the NTSC-J region. And here we go. This is a rare thing. This is just a disc, basically, but I personally don't care at all. Let's get the wrapper off here. So this, ladies and gentlemen, this is Gran Turismo 4 first preview. This is basically like a demo disc from the Japanese region, and I'm so excited to take a look at how different the first release was, the initial demo here compared to the full game. And last but not least, also here is another Gran Turismo 4 copy, just because it was bundled in one of these. Yeah, sometimes you just want to go shopping for one of the games and then they come in a bundle with like a few games together, so I don't mind having a few extra copies. I can basically like give them away, or if like European friends are here, like for example in the UK, they want to have a copy. It's easier for me to ship now an extra copy of mine over to them, rather have them just go to Japan and just buy one game there. Once again, this game copy has actually been in great shape here. I want to say so myself. Trying to capture the light again, there we go. Yeah, definitely way less scratches here. Awesome, that's all the Gran Turismo stuff, basically, except for one thing. So the whole reason why I wanted to take a look at Gran Turismo for today as well, we're getting to the Metal Gear stuff too, don't worry, is one specific thing. Now, Gran Turismo, I already had a few games and copies, of course, but there's a specific series on the PlayStation 2, which are basically called the Concept Series. And I call them series because it has been like 3 different releases. Now, what Europe and the US mostly had were Tokyo, Geneva, which came out in 2002. This is basically the third demo, and I have my German copy here, the Platinum Edition. In case you've never seen it, Americans, this is what a European Platinum looks like. Basically the best, but European. And not only, of course, did this release here in Japan, this is the 2002 Tokyo Geneva release. The original release was actually just Tokyo, and that one came out in 2001, as we can see here. Gran Turismo Concept 2001 Tokyo. So we have Tokyo and Tokyo Geneva, and a very rare sub-release also is in here. And I'm so excited to finally have this. This is basically why I started down the trip to just get more stuff ordered again on Bai. We have this. This is the super rare second release of the Concept series in between. This one only came out in Korea. This is GT Concept 2002 Tokyo Seoul. Now, if you're wondering like what's so special about the Korean version, well, basically all of these games here have like a few differences between them in terms of content, in terms of what they offer, and I am a moderator for a few of these Gran Turismo games already, and I personally like collecting these games already. So next to my Metal Gear Solid collection, my Gran Turismo collection basically is my second biggest collection of all the games I have, and I will show you the full thing in this video as well. But these specific concept games are basically just special because they're relatively rare, not often looked at, and I also want to explore what the main differences are, if they're worth it, for example, to separate some boards on speedrun.com, where I at least want to participate, of course, as a runner, but who knows, maybe if there's more to it and nobody else wants to do the work, I may offer my services as well, of course, to help moderate and update these games. It's very nice, and especially looking from the back, you can already see, oh my god, they're like way different things going for them. But yeah, that is an update to my Gran Turismo collection. Definitely amazing. Let's take a look at the whole package. All right, when it comes this is ridiculous. These are way too many games for one person to have. Oh my lord, I love being a goddamn collector. It's so much fun as a hobby. Like seriously, this is, sometimes it feels like it's just too much. Alright, so now that I have all the games here, let's take a look. When it comes to the first generation, PlayStation 1, we have of course Gran Turismo 1 here. We got Gran Turismo 2. These are the Platinum versions that I have from the PAL region. And of course now as well, I have the Japanese NTSC-J versions for 1 and 2. Great, 4 games already. Then when it comes to the PS2, we now have a lot. So I have Gran Turismo 3 here, of course, A-Spec, both in the Platinum version from the PAL region and now the NTSC-J non-Platinum version, which I always like, having the original release. But before 3 A-Spec came around, of course, as I explained, there have been plenty of these concept releases, so we have a few more games here already, 4 in total. Now, as I explained, we have also the full preview here, which is yet another PS2 game. And then I have full prologue, which is yet another game. Of 4 itself, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 copies. No, wait, 5. Just because some of these games have been just bundled together in other collections where I just need 1 game, but they happen to be bundled together with 4. So that's why I have 5 different copies of Gran Turismo 4. This is absolutely insane, but hey, whenever a disc would fail, I guess I have a backup now, so I guess that counts. Last but not least, also, at least for the PS2, we have one more release, and that is, of course, Tourist Trophy, made by Polyphony Digital as well, which is basically Gran Turismo 4, but with bikes. Sadly, this game I only have here in the PAN region. I did not find one in NTSCJ at this time specifically, but I'm hoping to find a non-platinum version of that game as well in the future. It will do for now. And when it comes to, of course, of these PlayStation 1 and 2 games, emulation, of course, for at least the speedrun purposes is also relatively big, so I'm not too fussed to having just, of course, physical copies of those games. Then we come, of course, to the PlayStation 3 generation, where basically they get more and more less important to have different regions of. So this one we have here, of course, Gran Turismo 5 Prologue, we got Gran Turismo 5, and last but not least, of course, also Gran Turismo 6. And then, of course, PlayStation 4, we only had 1 release, which is Gran Turismo Sports, and lately, the latest one, of course, is Gran Turismo 7 for the PlayStation 5. This all is just Gran Turismo. I can try to put them all next to each other, but dear Lord, this is like one super massive collection already. And my Metal Gear game collection is still bigger, believe it or not. I'm gonna try to put these next to each other. This is already insane to me. Let's put a Tourist Trophy in between here, release-wise. That I think is correct for the timing. All right, we got that. We got 4 Prologue. We got here the 4 Preview. Then we have 3 Ace Pack. Then we got all of the concept games. And then last but not least, also, of course, the PlayStation 1 titles. There are 2 total, 4 copies that I own. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 different games of the Gran Turismo series here. That's insane. Who needs all that? I might have done a mistake. In any case, so that is my Gran Turismo collection. It has gotten a massive boost with this one, and very awesome specific titles here, like in the concept area, we have like all the major releases now, all 3 of them. So it's really cool to fill out these gaps in the collection. It just gives me some satisfaction to work with. But yeah, as I said, especially from a speedrun standpoint, from the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 era, it does make sense to have games not just from the PAN region as a European, from an NTSC region, so I can be competitive in both markets if the boards are split, which usually is the case for Gran Turismo games. Well, I would try to leave them as they are, and just for the social media. This is insane. Oh my lord, oh my lord. Okay, I'm gonna put these away, we're gonna take a short break, and then we'll continue with the Metal Gear package that's also still there. So the next pile is of course a little bit nicer. You can partially already see what it is, but I still wanted to show it off one by one. Specifically because there are things that you can just buy in Japan that are literally never released anywhere else. And for some reason, it's video game OSTs. I could technically go and buy these OSTs in some stores and have them imported already for me. And they still want to be a little bit more expensive. So in total, making one big order, such as for example for the Peace Walker OST, which I got quite cheap actually, seemed to be a little bit smarter. The next OST that we have is here as well. Good job for everyone during this delivery round, basically, that took care of the packaging here. It's greatly done. There we go. We have here the Metal Gear Solid 5 the soundtrack, which is also what I really like about this. I'm gonna open this up because I want to see the contents here. Yeah, so these are the Metal Gear Solid vocal tracks discs, and I find it's great, especially because it's like in this vertical alignment of the cover. And on the backside you can also see The Best Is Yet to Come, Can't Say Goodbye to Yesterday, Snake Eater theme, The Love theme from MGS4, Calling to the Night, Heaven's Divide, Sins of the Father, and Quiet's theme. So basically all the important Metal Gear Solid vocal tracks all in one disc, and I'm super hyped to finally have this in my possession. We have another great thing here, which I didn't think would be worth it, but this is basically something you just have to have. This is the Metal Gear Solid 2 original soundtrack. Looks like this. I like personally the color scheme of this one. This looks great, and oh my god. Even as the vocals for can't say goodbye to yesterday, so if I don't know the lyrics already by heart, I can also just read them off here. And look at the quality of the discs that have been preserved here. You cannot see a single scratch on this disc. Absolutely amazing. Next up, we have yet another disc here. This is a second Peace Walker disc. Oh, there we go. Something else in here. Oh, it's another one of those outer shells, basically, they can just put on here, like this. Although you have to hold it like this. This is yet another Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker soundtrack here. It's basically just game music, if I understand correctly, and a few of the main themes. So more OST greatness to come. Absolutely love that. And then, at least when it comes to discs, we have like 2 more things here. One of them is actually this cool copy. I don't think I have had an MGS copy yet in Japanese. But yeah, this is Metal Gear Solid 4 NTSC-J release. Has just a few cool things in the OST. Believe it or not, Kojima actually had original plans to put the English and Japanese audio on the disc, but because the dual-layer Blu-ray disc only could have 50 gigabytes, and the man is a massive genius that had like so many ideas, he couldn't put everything on here. And certainly one of those things where that the original audio was cut, so you only have in Japan the Japanese audio, and in the international releases you only have the English audio. So it's great to have that released now as well. Next thing I actually already own as a standalone copy, because of course this thing is not too special, but I think it's special to have. This is a physical standalone release of the document of Metal Gear Solid 2. So we have all the things that you can have here and see basically what the design document was of Metal Gear Solid 2. I think it's great to have, as it's basically standalone box in my shelf right next to all the other copies that I already have for images too. And yeah, finally have this one also now as a separate unit. Let's take a look here at the quality. Yeah, that disc is pristine. That looks like it's never been played before. Amazing quality. Considering these were like roughly 10 euros each per disc. Of course I had to pay for the fee to put it all in one box together, and then the shipping fee of course as well. Shipping was like I think around 90 euros. I had to pay custom tax of course, which was another 90 euros. And I think the whole package altogether was like 400. So that's why I come to roughly 600 euros together. Last but not least also, we do have here the master guide for Metal Gear Solid 3. This will be featured in the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, which is probably why it's called Master Collection, because it contains the master guides for Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and of course 3, as we see here already. So I'm gonna have a sneak preview, I guess, in the physical form here of everything that we can see, and I'm very much looking forward to study these. I can only see the pictures, I cannot read Japanese really, but nevertheless, if there's something interesting, thanks to, of course, modern technology, I can just use image translation and then read it like that. We also have here the Extreme Guide for Metal Gear Solid 3. That will be a great read. Also like the shiny cover here, it looks really cool. We'll quickly want to remove this, drag it out. But yeah, if you ever wanted to play... Oh, this has a nice bottom here as well. Let's see, this is the whole thing. Yeah, this is the Metal Gear Solid 3 Extreme Guide, and... oh my god, the first thing I see when I open this is Metal Gear, or Metal Gear, which is, you only, I think, yeah, there's one level in the hangar of Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence in the Snake vs. Monkey game mode. But if you have Ape Escape 3, there is a secret game included in there where you actually are running around as People Snake, or Ape Snake, and you have to save Snake because he's being captured by People Ocelot. And at the final end, you have to fight Metal Gear. This looks amazing. So basically, this is where all, of course, the aspects are in the game here. Techniques, maps, for example. I'm going to quickly show this one here, where all the items are. And as a kid, at least, I personally love to read through these guides as well. Oh, it also shows you where all the keratins are. I don't know if you can see it here, but there's a keratin on the image. So yeah, this will be fun just to go through in its entirety, and I'm very much looking forward to check these books out. Let me put that all back. Oh, wait, let me put that back together here. Oh, that's so cool to have. And yeah, last but not least, of course, I cannot leave it just with Metal Gear Solid 3. I also got myself the Metal Gear Solid 2 official guide from Konami. Well, once again, it's in Japanese, but who knows what fantastic things are included in here. For example, we have, wow, by the way, just opening here, we have a list of all the model photos that we can get in Metal Gear Solid 2, which sounds like a fun category extension, for example, I don't know. So also the ghost photos and many more Easter eggs that you can find in here. Of course, how to play the games included. Oh wow, I probably have to scan a lot of these in. These are great 3D renders of maps here. Look at these. So if you're making a guide and you want to quickly explain in one overview where to go, I think these maps, for example, would be great to look at. Oh my god, this is so fantastic. You have also specific focuses on like enemies like Metal Gear Ray here. And yeah, once again, this is amazing. Once again, it's all in Japanese, of course, but considering I got these books for like, I think they were like 6 to 8 euros each, considerably cheap, and I only have to pay the package fee once, so I wanted to make one big collection once again and get it all together here. But yeah, that's basically all there is in this specific collection here. 3 books, 4 OST discs, the document of MGS2, and of course Metal Gear Solid 4 NTSCJ. Very happy with this upgrade to my collection, which is already massive. I think if I were to try to put all of the Metal Gear Solid games on this table, it would crash. Well, let's still do it. Alright, so this is everything Metal Gear I own, and these are just games, OST, and like the books. Of course, I also own the ducks that we got in a special collection over there. You know, I have like a Metal Gear Rising Revengeance Ultimate Edition, which is not included here. It's way too big, but I have a short about that on my Navic channel. But yeah, let's go quickly through them. Like we have Metal Gear Solid 1, NTSCU, both base game, sadly without a case, and the VR missions. We got the PAL version of Metal Gear Solid and the special missions. We got the original Japanese release of Metal Gear Solid and the integral version. Then we have Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance on Xbox 3 times, 2 times PAL, 1 NTSCU, 1 PC version. We got Metal Gear Solid PC. Then we have the brand new document, of course, of Metal Gear Solid 2. We got Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty in PAL, NTSCU, NTSCJ. We got the Substance version in PAL, NTSCU, NTSCJ. We got Substance twice even in there. We got Metal Gear Solid 3 a bunch of times, mainly, of course, the main release, Snake Eater, all 3 regions. We have a special Steelbook edition of the PAL version here, which is like basically without a single scratch, which is amazing. We got multiple times Subsistence big releases. We got Subsistence NTSCU here in a special edition because that store that I bought it from only had the discs, so this is like, you know, made up case. We got all the portable games here, of course. We got Acid, Acid 2, Portable Ops, Portable Ops Plus, and Peace Walker. Then we have, of course, the Twin Snakes, the Vita releases. Over there we got like the smaller platforms, like of course the Game Boy release, Metal Gear Ghost Babel, the 3DS version. We got Metal Gear NES, Snake's Revenge in NTSCU and PAL. We got the Legacy Collection multiple times. We got the 20th Anniversary Edition here. We got Rising Revengeance over there, Metal Gear Solid 4 a bunch of times. Of course, Ground Zeroes, Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes together. We got Survive. We got the OSTs here, as I've shown you, and also the books. So yeah. Alright, and so for this last box, you can already see what it is. It's a PlayStation 3. Let's unbox it. So this is an original PlayStation 3. What's great about this is the serial number, if I can find it here. This is the original CE/CHA variant of the PlayStation 3. And the specific thing about it is that it has 4 USB slots in the front. There you go. These 4 USB slots have a significant meaning, because this is the Japanese version of the first PlayStation 3, you know, the one that released for $600. That's neat. Got it all boxed up in here. And this is the one that has PlayStation 2 emulation in it. Interesting. Now, PlayStation 2 emulation isn't that big of a deal. But when it comes to validity of speedrun.com leaderboards, there is a big difference between having a good PS2 and having a backwards compatible PS3. I don't know if I can rip it open like that. I actually cannot just get out like that. So like, drag it out towards me. Because I absolutely do not want to destroy the box here. I want to keep it. Oh boy, whew. There it is. So also the guide in there, which I don't need really. But yeah, here we go. So yeah, this is it. This is the console. Let's take a look underneath the wrapper here. This has been very carefully put back together. Huge respect for everyone once again that sells there. I never had a bad experience really. And so this will be the final judgment, of course, when it comes to quality when you purchase something in Japan. But oh my lord, this is outstanding. Now, of course, the finish itself, you know, has a few scratches, but that's basic usage. if you look all over it, you can probably see the reflection here already, right? There's like no massive scratches. There's like barely any at all, I want to say. There, just like you can see like maybe a little bit. But like considering everything, this is basically vanilla. This is outstanding. Absolutely fantastic state. Amazing. So yeah. The cool thing about PlayStation 3 back in the days are that they already had all the PSU internals in here, so you just need to have like a basic connector here. You know, you don't need to worry about international plugs in the wall. So I definitely won't use this because I'm European. I have a European plug, but this cable I already have, and I just need to deliver your standard power towards it. And this looks absolutely stunning. Let me show it like this here. The finish of this one is so nice still. You don't need to polish it at all. And yeah, as I explained, when it comes to backwards compatibility, this one is basically the king. Most recognizable, of course, is that it has the 4 USB slots in the front. Later revisions only had 2, so that's where you already know when you have a big PlayStation 3 with only 2 USB slots, you know this one's not backwards compatible. And as I specifically found out on Wikipedia, the Japanese version, the CECHA revision, is the only one that actually had great PS2 emulation because it actually has PS2 hardware inside here. That PS2 hardware inside here is way more compatible, of course, to any other PlayStation 2 emulation. There are backwards compatible PS3s in the US that use PS2 software emulation, which isn't that great. Still works fine for many cases, but this is basically the real deal. If I remember correct, I got this for 160 euros, plus all shipping fees and stuff, of course. But when I first bought it, of course, on buy, this was 160 euros. And considering everything, there's a few like smaller scratches here. But overall, considering the age of this console, like this is still in absolutely great shape. There's no damage at all on here. Even on the hardware bay here that we have. Absolutely stunning. And I mean, yeah, if you want to consider, the box is in bad shape. But I personally don't care about the box. I only care about the console, which I actually will use, as I said, for speedrunning purposes. So this is fantastic. And I'm definitely looking forward to put custom firmware on it to make it compatible, of course, not to just NTSC-J games, but all the different games on all regions, and do some speedruns as well, of course, on it on my Twitch channel, which you can find at twitch.tv/housenest. However, I may not be forever there. I may just switch to YouTube streaming full time, just because you get so much better quality there for free. You don't need to be a partner. The only thing that's a little bit worse is the chatting experience, but who knows, maybe YouTube will finally update something for that. Until then, yeah, you can find me there live. And because this is gonna be a bigger thing here to set everything up to test, we're not gonna do this for today, because this will be just the end of this video. Thank you everyone for watching today. I hope you liked it. I hope you had some fun with this. Such a massive box. Considering everything I have now, if I were to import it via somebody else here in Europe, for example, I definitely would have paid so much more. So yeah, totally worth this 600 euros price of the whole box, including, you know, custom tax and of course shipping fees. And considering the great quality of what we have here, you can not get this PS3 here in Europe, for example, in that great quality for that price. It's just not. This is amazing. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, of course. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you soon again, hopefully, pointing out new cool things that we can talk about. The Metal Gear series, of course, a new speedrun that I do, for example, on this hardware, and of course, just anything else I feel like doing. So have a nice day, everyone, and goodbye.